Europe is in crisis. Countries are shutting down and their people are running scared. Millions of immigrants are fleeing from all across the Middle East and Africa, seeking safe haven in Europe. However, the influx is completely unprecedented, and the European countries are caught completely uncertain on just how to react. But how did we get to this point? The phrase European migrant crisis became widely used in April 2015, when 5 boats carrying almost 2,000 migrants to Europe sank in the Mediterranean Sea.
According to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, as of October 2015, 75% of over 500,000 Mediterranean Sea arrivals since the beginning of the year are refugees coming from Syria, Afghanistan, and Eritrea. 69% of the migrants are adult men.
Between 2007 and 2011, large numbers of undocumented migrants from the Middle East and Africa crossed between Turkey and Greece, leading Greece and the European Border Protection Agency Frontex to upgrade border controls. In 2012, immigrant influx into Greece by land decreased by 95% after the construction of a fence on that part of the Greek-Turkish frontier which does not follow the course of the Maritsa River. In 2015, Bulgaria followed by upgrading a border fence to prevent migrant flows through Turkey.
With mass amounts of migrants coming in, camps have begun to form to temporarily house the displaced refugees. BBC has reporters on the ground like Matthew Price to report on just what it's like at these refugee camps all around Europe.
Getting to this transit camp, these people are queuing up to get inside the camp, while around the other side of the camp, people who've been here for a couple of days, because the idea of this transit camp is that they stay for some 48 hours, they're now desperate to leave and trying to get onto buses, which then take them to trains up through Hungary and to Austria.
First staging post for the refugees as they come across from Turkey and enter into Europe. They're gathered here basically at the port because they want to get on one of the ferries which are waiting here at the dockside. But for everybody who gets on, of course, there are many left behind who are still waiting their turn. And what strikes you, of course, is the diversity. There are Afghans here, there are Iranians, there are Iraqis from all over the country, and of course many, many Syrians, all fleeing the conflict in their countries, either directly the flames of war or the consequences of the upheavals that have turned their countries upside down.
The European Union is currently preparing to launch a military operation in hopes of limiting migration. Why would they be doing this? Because there is currently an influx of refugees that are trying to make their way into European countries, and it has led to a widespread problem. Many people are referring to this atrocity as the European migrant crisis. Before we delve into the details, let's talk about where this all began. Between 2007 and 2011, large numbers of undocumented migrants from the Middle East and Africa were crossing between Turkey and Greece. This led Greece and the European Border Protection Agency to upgrade their border control. In 2012, immigrant influx into Greece by land decreased by 95% due to the construction of a fence on the part of the Greek-Turkish border. According to the International Organization for Migration, up to 3,000 people died or disappeared in 2014 in the Mediterranean while trying to migrate to Europe. In 2014, 283,000 migrants irregularly entered the European Union, mainly following the Central Mediterranean, Eastern Mediterranean, and Western Balkan routes.
Sea and land arrivals to the European Union in 2014 by nationality: Syria, 79,169, Eritrea, 34,586, Afghanistan, 22,132, Kosovo, 22,069, Mali, 10,575, Albania, 9,323, Gambia, 8,730, Nigeria, 8,715, Somalia, 7,676, a total of 283,532. In 2015, a shift took place with Greece overtaking Italy as the primary point of arrival and surpassing in the first 6 months of 2015 the numbers for the whole of 2014. Thousands of migrants have been trying every month to cross the Mediterranean to Europe, risking their lives on unsafe boats including fishing trawlers. Many of them are fleeing poverty-stricken homelands or war-torn countries and seeking economic opportunity within the European Union. Italy, and in particular its southern island of Lampedusa, receives enormous amounts of Africans and Middle Easterners transported by traffickers operating along the ungoverned coast of the failed state of Libya. On the 27th of August 2015, 71 migrants were found dead in an unventilated food truck near Vienna. As an official response to this tragedy, on August 31st, 2015, Austria began inspections of vehicles for smuggled immigrants entering from across the border with Hungary, leading to vehicle backups of 19 kilometers or 12 miles and trains stalled for hours. Late on September 4th, 2015, Chancellor Werner Faymann of Austria Austria, in conjunction with Chancellor Angela Merkel of Germany, announced that migrants would be allowed to cross the border from Hungary into Austria and onward to Germany. And early on September 5, 2015, buses with migrants began crossing the Austro-Hungarian border. Germany has been the most sought-after final destination in the European Union migrant and refugee crisis. Ascertaining motivation is complex, but most of the migrants are refugees fleeing war and persecution in countries such as Syria, Afghanistan, and Eritrea. According to the UNHCR data, as of October 2015, 84% of Mediterranean Sea arrivals come from the world's top 10 refugee-producing countries, 53% from Syria, 16% from Afghanistan, 6% from Eritrea, 5% from Iraq, 2% from Somalia, and 1% from Sudan. The top 10 nationalities of Mediterranean Sea arrivals also include Nigeria, 3%, Pakistan, 2%, Gambia, 1%, and Bangladesh, 1%.